Alright guys, it's around that time again. You know what it is. It's the
Dory Show!
Yeah, we got a lot of topics that we're going to go over today. In the Being Blunt segment, we're going to talk about some basketball, about some players retiring, and some players returning. In Stephanie's segment, we're going to be talking about ocean versus space. In Brett's segment, we're going to talk the state of 5G. In Danny's segment, we're going to be talking about the NFL Concussion Settlement that happened back in 2017. And last but not least, we're going to be talking about my segment. We got some more NBA stuff we're going to go over. Game of Thrones, most definitely going to talk about that. And we're also going to be talking about Kim Kardashian. So stay tuned for all that. So how's everyone doing? How you been doing, Stephanie? I know you were on a cleanse earlier this
It was great, yeah. I've been pretty great. Mm-hmm.
That's good. And what about you, Brett? You, I know that you just got a belt not too long ago where you're closer to a belt. And not only that, you said you've been using that sauna suit lately. How's that been going?
That is probably bad for me, but I'm doing it.
Bad isn't how?
As in, I'm cutting up to almost 10 pounds within an hour, so it could shut my kidneys down. I don't know.
10 pounds of weight in an hour?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, what I've drank throughout the day, pretty much. But if I use it longer than that, if you drink like a gallon.
I've cut more in that span.
That's cool.
That's FOI.
How's your week been going, Danny?
Well, I can't see. My dog jacked me in the face. Broke my glasses. I was more worried about my nose because there was blood everywhere. Thought he broke my nose.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
So you had a rough weekend. What about you, Dwyer?
I'm good, man.
You been good? Have a good weekend?
Yeah.
That's good to hear, guys. So we're going to go into our first segment, and it's Being Blunt. Boom!
How's it
Let's
going,
go.
guys? We're going to start off with Vince Carter, man. He's returning to the NBA for a 22nd season. That's a record. That's a record, bro.
It sure
It
is.
is. He's 42 years old, from the Atlanta Hawks. He's coming back. Drafted in 1998 by the Golden State Warriors. That's a long time ago, bro. I was 5. I was 5 at that time.
You missed by the Warriors?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Drafted by Golden State. Fucking ranked 6 in regular season 3-point field goals made, which is a great stat.
You know what, Mike? I did not even know that he was drafted by Golden State.
Yeah.
And you know, that's so phenomenal.
Yeah, he didn't play a game for him.
That's very it's very unfortunate.
I'm actually just surprised at how great Golden State is at drafting people. Like you just see all these players down the road, and they're great players. But sometimes they just flock to different teams, man.
Yeah.
They got a good draft scout team over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. There's only 3 other players that have been older, age-wise, than him. Those 3 are Robert Parrish, who was 43 years old.
Ooh.
Dikembe Mutombo was 42. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was 42.
42, damn. Yeah, he was. That's right.
Yep. And they're older. Those 42s are only older by days. By days. So by the end of next season, he'll be close to the oldest player to ever play in the NBA. Ever. The best dunker in the game.
Record 22 seasons.
Yes.
I have so much to say about Vince Carter. I mean, not only is he still doing great at 42 years of age, but last season he was averaging, 7.5 points per game off the bench. He still had a 39.9% three-point percentage. He's just an exceptional player, man. You can't ask for much for that dude coming off the bench.
No. And career stats, 17.2 points per game, 4.4 rebounds, 3.2 assists, which, not too bad for career, for the best dunker in the game.
Best. And I hope he comes back for that other dunk contest.
Dude, I hope so, too. They want him to.
42-year-old dude.
Dude, he'd
dunk
win.
contest?
He'd win. He'd win.
That'd be nuts.
He'd honestly win. I kind of think he still's got those bunnies.
Boom! That's all I want to see all day, every day. But I do like Zach LaVine as the dunk contest.
Zach LaVine's a beast.
He's a monster.
Yeah, Chicago. Right there.
Alright.
Alright, next we're going to go into Dirk. He actually retired. He was drafted the same year. It's sad, I know.
It's crazy to think, too.
I know. Same year. He was drafted after Vince Carter, too.
21 years he's playing in the
Yep,
NBA.
21 years. Drafted after Vince Carter. 4 picks after him. That's crazy to think. I think Dirk had a better career.
Oh, well, most definitely. He's a
Better
14-time
career.
All-Star.
Yeah.
2007 MVP.
He
2000
won a championship against LeBron.
And when
Wade,
he won that championship,
Bosh.
guess what? He was the Finals MVP.
Yeah. Like, come on, man. Come on.
He's literally the highest scoring foreign-born player in the NBA history with 31,540 points.
560. 560 points. 31,560 now, buddy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. In all fairness, though, he has some good teams around him.
It's true. Got that judging, but he's still an exceptional player.
They were all
He just started
drafted.
walking
They
to
were
the
all
NBA.
drafted, though.
They had the camaraderie together, like the players that he had with him. They allowed him to stay together for a while, and
He's the only 7-foot
Bro.
shooter to win a 3-point contest.
Bro, he averages 20.7
I'm not
points
saying about
a game.
him. I'm not saying him as a player. He's one of the best to go down ever. I'm saying that he was by far one of the best shooters alive.
He's the best 7-foot shooter ever. Ever.
I'm just saying he had better teams around him, supporting cast to win those championships.
20.7 points a game. 41.1% shooting. 7.5 rebounds? You're
Over 10,000 rebounds in his
You're
career.
telling me this dude's not a beast? Is that what you're telling me? It's just his team?
I'm not saying he's not a beast. I'm saying to win it all, though, it takes more than an individual
Dude,
player.
they had LeBron, Wade, Bosh, and he beat them by himself.
And
Well,
neither.
except he did
but-
the cast.
He had cast, but did they put up?
Yup.
What?
Oh, I'm not about to go in all those stats right
Go into the final stats. Go
I'm
into the
not.
final stats.
Where's our fact checker?
Go into the final stats, bro. Because I don't see it, man.
Is any of them Michael Jordan, though?
No, he's not. He's not.
Or Scottie Pippen?
Nope.
Or
But
Dennis
he's
Rodman?
dirt. But he's dirt. He can shoot better than all of them.
You gotta think the game's a lot different now, too. It's more physical back then, too.
Bro, in his last home game, he scored 30 points
Okay, I'm telling you, look.
with 8 rebounds. Like, come on, man. MVP, championship. You want to tell me it's not him?
Not him by himself. It takes more than just one guy to win a championship.
I mean, you're still talking about the same Dirk Nowitzki that had Jason Kidd on the team.
Yeah.
Stavakovic, Stevenson, Pavlovic. So.
You're just saying names.
I know.
You're just saying names.
I'm
like
saying
they're
names that were on
important.
the team that were
Like
good.
they're important.
Jason Kidd is important.
Jason
What do you
Kidd's the
mean?
only one that's important.
That's still 2 players on the team. He makes a great valid point that in 2011, there was only 2 people on that team that won that championship. So.
Exactly. It was pretty much him.
Yes, indeed. You also know who guys that retired? My boy Dwayne Wade, who had a way better career than Dirk.
He did.
I think so.
I don't. Yeah, he did.
And
He did.
I don't know if they played as long, but I know he played like 1,000-something games. He played almost 200 playoff games. He won 3 NBA championships. He was also a Finals MVP.
Yes.
He's a 13-time All-Star selection, so just 1 less than Dirk, but whatever, you know. He's been at 8 All-NBA honors. He's got over 23,000 points, so not as many as Dirk. He's 30th in
close.
NBA history. He's got 31,954 playoff points. He's 10th in history. No, he's got 3,954 playoff points. My bad. He's top 30 in career steals, and he's got the most blocks by a guard all time. And he's got 2 Olympic medals, 1 gold, 1 bronze.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if he's number 1 or number 2 or 30th in any of those stats, because what he did on the court was phenomenal.
It was.
It doesn't show you what his stats. Those stats are lies if you look at it. Like overall, top 5 player.
You think he's a top 5 player? Wow.
It was poetry in motion when D Wade was on this game.
Oh, most.
When he was on this game, there was no one really better.
Yeah.
Honestly,
He's
There
been
was-
so
there was, like-
different this year.
there was like maybe 4 people better than him.
His 3-point shots are beautiful.
I don't really know about his 3-point now.
Not now. I'm saying back then though.
Back then, I don't know. He
Usually everyone starts off like that.
He used to hit a couple, but I mean he wasn't really known for his 3-point. He was known for his back down isolation game. When he gets you in isolation, backing you down, he's gonna score.
Mm-hmm. I loved watching him, dude. And I was the only one rooting for him in Miami. I wasn't even rooting for LeBron to get those championships. I was rooting for D Wade because I like D Wade. I wanted him to come to fucking Chicago.
I really wanted him to come too.
And he came late as fuck when we really didn't need him anymore. We were like rebuilding. Like, come on, man.
That's how everyone.
But-
we got Melo like that.
We just dropped his
Dropped him.
But he left a champion. That's all that matters. He left classy.
Oh, I know.
Giving his jerseys to each player that wanted it, and did everything. Left the game how it should be. Led an example for the players coming up, whether it's high school, college, or the pros.
It's true.
I think.
Also, I just wanted to add that throughout the entire season, like all these young players that looked up to him growing up that are just now entering the NBA and whatnot, he would trade jerseys with them. Like, you gotta see how special that is to that kid. He's like, dude, I've looked up to you over like the last 20 years, and now you're like gonna switch jerseys with me?
Yeah.
That's cool stuff.
It's only the select few though.
Mm-hmm.
The select few, the good ones, they were all good. They weren't like the scrubs of the team. You know? They were the ballers of the team, rookies that were doing good. You know what I mean?
Shit's
But you know who's having a crazy season?
Oh my God.
You know who's having a crazy season?
Who's having a crazy season?
James Harden.
Ooh.
James
He's having a good season.
You know, I gave him a nickname earlier. James the Hitman Harden.
James the Hitman Harden.
I just think it works. Cause
James the Trash Man Harden.
how you gonna call him Trash Man? This dude, 36.8 minutes a game, bro. Averages 36.1 points.
36.3. It's 0.2
Fact
better.
checker. Fact checker. I got you to 0.2 better. But y'all remember I got him earlier. You know what I mean? On the points. The dirt. Yeah. 44.2% field goal percentage. 6.6 rebounds a game. 7.5 assists. Shooting 40% from 3-point.
And you think he's what, the MVP?
MVP.
You think he
MVP.
should be? Oh.
Yeah, most definitely.
Go ahead,
Most
Dan.
definitely.
And just remember, he's a product of Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant.
Ooh.
Time out.
Go ahead.
Now, I kind of agree and I kind of disagree. I'm going to tell you my disagreement with it first. Because James Harden was not really that great with OKC.
I agree.
He was not. This man scored 7 50-point games this year. 7. That only 3 other players have done that. Wilt, Michael Jordan, and Kobe. Wilt did it 5 times.
He's
Wilt Chamberlain,
the real goat.
Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant are the only ones to do that. Other than this man.
Do you think? I mean, do you know who I think should be MVP instead of James Harden?
Yeah, of course, Giannis. But I'm not done with that, man. I'm not done.
Okay, go ahead.
No, because it's going to keep on going.
Oh, you can go all day, buddy.
I got
facts.
I got facts for days.
I got facts.
Giannis ain't going.
Go ahead.
Giannis stats ain't even close.
Go ahead. It's good.
Giannis ain't even close. Bro. Man averages 36.1. 36.3. You fact checked me. I remember. You know what I mean? Which is number 7 on the all-time point per game.
That's cool.
In a year. In a season.
For
In a season. Now, once again, only 3 other people did that. Oh, 2 other people did. Wilt and MJ.
Ooh.
Wilt and MJ.
Interesting.
2 of the best. How can you gonna tell me this man does not deserve that?
You want me to tell you? I'll tell you exactly why. All right. Giannis should be MVP, and not James Harden. And here's a list of reasons why. I'm just gonna go with stats because you were just naming stats.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
got
put it
stats
on my
today.
page real quick. On my page, this is what I got. Giannis, 27.7 points per game.
Less than Harden.
Harden's got 36.3, so that's really got him there.
Less than
He's
Harden.
just a scorer, it's cool. But it's because Giannis doesn't score threes. He just goes
It
to the
doesn't
paint,
matter.
dominates in the
Doesn't
paint.
matter.
Okay. Also, you know what? Something that James Harden's not good at?
What?
Rebounding. You know who he is really
What?
good at rebounding?
Oh, he's not?
Giannis. So James Harden is average is 6.5 rebounds per game.
Which is good for a
Giannis
shooting guard.
is 12.5 rebounds per game.
He's a fucking center.
It's cool.
He's a center.
Okay, and here's another stat. So Harden, he is averaging 7.5 assists per game, and Giannis is averaging 5.9.
Which is less.
Center.
Which is less.
A center.
So, it's still
Okay.
less.
Oh,
It's
let me
still
go.
less.
So, and then Giannis has more defensive game than James Harden. That's why he should be MVP. You want to know why? Because he's got 1.5 blocks per game and 1.3 steals per game. The only stat that's better that Harden has is steals per game. That's 2.1. Barely, just barely, maybe a steal a little bit more per game. And then not only that, this is what the ridiculous percentage is compared from Giannis to James Harden. Harden is 44.1 field goal percentage and a 36.5% three-point percentage. His three-point is great. Here's where they differ. Giannis, 57.7 field goal percentage. Literally, dramatically a lot better. He's a more high
Because
percentage
he's in
shooter.
the paint.
Mm-hmm.
He's dunking on people. Harden's
So he can't-
small and dunking on people. Is scoring
Harden's small.
36
He
points.
ain't dunking
3
on
points
anybody. He's shooting threes.
What
That's
you
all
mean?
he's
He be
doing.
dunking on everyone. You don't be watching. You don't be watching.
Here's another reason why Giannis should be MVP. He had career highs in points, second in the NBA, by the way, to your boy James Harden. Rebounds, okay, while leading the Bucks in assists. He also had more blocks and steals, and he was second in both of those.
So-
They only trailed John Henson and Eric Bledsoe in both those categories.
So you're telling me he led the Bucks in assists with 5 assists per game?
Mm-hmm.
That's trash.
For the whole team.
That's trash.
In addition to that,
That's trash.
he's second in the NBA in steals, blocks,
Why is that?
and points.
Why is that his makes him an MVP? That's horrible.
Where's James Harden at most
7
those defensive categories?
Assists are not categories. They're not defensive.
Assists is a category. Oh, I understand.
It's
But
not
what about rebounds?
He's
blocks,
a shooting guard. He's not a fucking
steals?
center, dude.
Oh.
He has more steals.
Oh, barely.
He still has more steals.
His defensive game is trash.
But he still
Yeah,
has more
trash.
steals.
So because his defensive game is such trash, he has to make up for that in the scoring department. That's why he scores so many points. His high usage is the reason why he gets so many points per game. I don't think he should be MVP just because he had that historic season.
Do the Bucks have any other good players?
Oh yeah, they have a whole solid team. What do you mean?
Then why is 5.5 assists a game leading the team?
Because they all spread the ball around.
That's trash.
Why is it trash that the whole team is spreading the ball around?
Because you should have a lot more assists from 5.5 a game.
For each player, they all pretty much almost have 4 a game.
That's bad.
That's not bad. That means they all spread the ball around.
Bad.
Alright, you're gonna say how stacked the Bucks are. And you're gonna say, oh, Harden should be the MVP. You're gonna say how Giannis, the Greek freak, who I love to death, had him in my fantasy NBA team this year. He was wonderful.
That you lost him.
But he was lights out and everybody wanted to trade me for. I'm gonna say who my number 1 MVP should be this year is Russell Westbrook.
Ooh.
Okay. Triple-double king.
Yes.
Trash. Excuse me.
He's a great player.
He is.
You gotta give him his props. Triple-double king. 3 seasons in a row.
He made James Harden.
Actually, I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either. He got
I
way
think
better
his-
with the Rockets.
I think his coach made him better on the Rockets.
Oh, God.
He just has a way with point guards.
Yeah. But he's not a point
The
guard. He's a
magician
shooting
point
guard.
guards.
He's a shooting guard.
Same thing.
No, it's not.
He's a point guard. He pretty much operates that entire team.
Yeah.
And he plays with less.
Chris Paul operates that team. What are you talking about?
It's true. He
What
is
are
a
you
point guard.
talking
You're
about?
right. You're right. You're right.
Westbrook plays with less.
What?
And what you talking about? He has Paul George.
Yeah.
Paul George is a
Oh,
monster.
sure. He was the MVP on that team.
Paul George is a monster.
So here's my last thing I'm gonna close out with why Giannis should be MVP. Okay. So when it comes to clutch stuff, Giannis is it. And you guys also have to realize this because you guys think that James Harden is so good with his scoring streak and whatnot. You guys forget who did it first in the very first beginning of the season. The first 6 games of the season,
Listen.
Giannis had the 8th highest points ever. He had like 208 points.
But we're not
in
talking
6
about the
games,
first 6
a franchise
games.
record, and he's only 23 years old, and he's not even done yet. Not only that, he has 2 game-winning shots on the season. That's tied for first in the NBA. So he's got that clutch gene. We don't have to worry about that in this NBA playoffs. But in addition to that, his 64.6% of his shots are in the paint, 6th in the league. Number 1 record in the NBA his entire team has right now. He's got 7.5 more games ahead of Houston, and his scoring margin with Giannis on the floor is nearly doubles in Houston's than they are with Harden. So when Giannis is on the floor, they score more points, literally double more points than when Harden's on the floor with his Houston team, which means he's a ball hog. And then not only that, I'm going to end it with he's the defensive player of the year. And there's a big difference between the second player on the team on on the Bucks compared to the Rockets. The Rockets got stars. There's not that many stars on the
Yeah, so he
Bucks.
should be scoring more points and having more assists.
He's literally the all-star in that team. You're telling me if
Yeah,
you take out Giannis,
but that doesn't make you the MVP of the season just because you're the all-star of that team.
take Giannis off that team, do you think they're going to be in the playoffs?
No.
Exactly.
But that
I mean,
doesn't
you
mean
take
you're the
James Harden off
MVP. They're not. Does that mean they're going to win a championship? No.
Who's more valuable
That
to
does
your
not mean
team? Who's the most valuable player to
James
your
Harden,
team?
who's scoring 36
So if you take
30
James
points
Harden
a
out, do you
game.
think they won't be in the playoffs?
He has more assists. He has more points. He's more effective
Somebody else
for his
needs to
team.
step up on the
And
team.
more
They have other
steals.
stars.
And more steals. Who? Chris Paul?
Oh, he's got what?
Chris Paul.
1.5 less assists than him, and
Which
his
is
shooting
less-
efficiency and swats are way better than Harden's.
We're not talking about blocks. We're talking about steals,
We're talking about the whole facet of the
Transitions.
game.
transitions.
That's a very good point.
Next, we're gonna go into Tiger Woods. Congratulations, he won his 5th Masters.
Congratulations.
Hey,
Yeah, boy!
it's his first one since 2005. You know what I mean? It's hard to believe that he did this.
Wasn't it like his first time playing since his wife beat his ass with that club or something?
I don't
Probably,
know.
yeah. I think
Maybe.
it's been, what 8 years?
It's been a while. It's been a while since he won.
It's been a long while.
You know, well,
I think somebody else got good news this year.
he hasn't won a major since 2008.
2008.
2008.
That's like nine years.
And that's not
Is that
a
9 years?
major.
No, it's
Masters.
even more than 9 years.
Masters was in 2005, bro.
That's 11 years.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Everyone thought he was done, bro. Everyone thought he was done winning.
How about the Tiger Wood each golf course and make it longer just because he hits so far?
I have no knowledge of that.
Like
That's
it's
dope.
over.
You had no knowledge of that? There's
No.
like certain course they had to do it at the Masters too, like certain like
He
courses.
just won.
No, I'm saying like back.
I'd also like to congratulate Adam Thielen. He got a contract 4 years extension, worth $64 million. One of the best wide receivers in the game last year.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, making it work for the Vikings, carrying everybody on that team.
I don't know about everybody.
Minnesota, nah, he ain't carrying nobody on that team.
He's pretty good though.
He killed
like
it.
100
He led
yard
the
games,
league.
like
He
a bunch.
led the league in yardage through like 15 weeks,
It was a lot.
something like that.
He had like 100-yard games, like
Yeah,
8
every
weeks in a row or something.
It was more than that, I think. It was nuts, dude. Minnesota born and bred.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
You know.
All right, let's say. I'm not gonna say the first year because he was short of 1,000 yards, but it was really close. It was like 9 something.
Yeah, he was super close. 997.
997. I wasn't.
Yeah,
I
it was,
don't
like,
know the
super
number
close.
exactly, so thank you there. But the last 2 years, 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah, he's been taking over. Undrafted wide receiver.
And he was a quarterback before him.
Yeah.
Just kind of like my boy Julian Edelman.
Yeah,
That's
we
pretty cool.
ain't gonna talk about Julian Edelman. We don't fuck with him.
I'm
I don't like the
Anyway.
Patriots. I'm sorry.
saying, but they're both phenomenal receivers.
Yeah, they're both great receivers. They both make it work. Adam Thielen's more of a I'm gonna possession you and
Well, yeah.
get down the field.
He's more physical.
Yeah, all day.
But
He makes more yardage, makes more things happen.
Uh.
Stephon Diggs over there on the other side, you know. But we ain't gonna get off topic.
the Vikings had a receiver like that since Chris Carter and Randy Moss. You have Stephon Diggs and you have Adam Cleveland. 2 different receiving sets. One's a possession, one can be that one-hit punch. How do you feel about that?
Man, they're both possession receivers, honestly. They both catch the ball. There's not many drop passes for them. It's more of our tight end. Not gonna talk shit about Kyle Rudolph, but he really had loose hands. A lot.
I don't think that Stephon Diggs is a possession receiver. He can catch the ball, don't get me wrong, but I see him more as a slot receiver. Actually, no, I mean, I see more Thielen as a slot receiver.
Yeah, Thielen's more of a
and
slot.
more as Diggs is that number 1 true receiver who can go up and catch you.
He's a possession receiver. That's a possession receiver.
think he's
you can
more
catch
like-
anything, bro. That's possession of the ball.
I think he's more as like a stretch the field type player.
He's good to catch the ball over the middle, over the top.
Yeah.
He can catch the ball anywhere, bro. That's possession. He's trying to catch that ball, and he's not dropping it if it touches his hands. Adam Thielen's more of I'm gonna burn you, and I'm gonna body you.
How about the Minnesota Miracle?
Exactly. He's a burner too.
That's what I'm trying to say.
He's an all-around receiver.
He got lucky on that.
What you mean?
He
What
totally missed
you
a
mean?
tackle.
That's not his
We're
fault.
not
He had a
going into
good.
that
He had a good first step. He had a good first step.
First step,
That ain't-
tripping and falling and underneath.
Not him. I'm talking about Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs had a good first step. He got out the way.
Oh my
He got up out the way. He said, "Skirt, I'm out of here."
Skirt.
That was rigged.
I can't.
You say it's gonna be rigged.
How do
Of
you
course,
miss
a
it?
Colts fan saying something rigged.
What? I don't give a fuck about your team. Like, when has the Colts ever had a beef with the Knicks?
Never, because they're not good enough.
No, because you guys never curse us, because you know we would play ass every time.
What you talking about?
I know I did a fantasy football league, me and my boss. My boss didn't win any games. However, he beat me the last game, got his first W against me. I was on a 4-game winning streak. Went from 3rd to 7th. Being in the consolation bracket, he got his first win against me in the consolation bracket. But that's besides the point. I'm not bitter about it. I'm not angry about it.
You definitely sounded angry.
But it's whatever. Not that I didn't think I had the team to win and all, but I'm going to talk about Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen in a fantasy football perspective. Thielen was getting over 22 points a game for a long stretch.
Those were those 100
I think on average he was getting at least, I don't know the number on top of my head, so I don't want to mislead anybody, but every time I checked, there's at least 22 to 25 points. I had Stephon Diggs personally. I know he was going to be at least 15 to 20 in a game. There was like maybe one or 3 games he got me 10, but like getting 10 from a receiver, that's still good.
Right, that's true.
All right, now we're gonna go into the Holtz feed.
Ooh, the Holtz feed.
We're gonna see what's going on today.
Hey, ladies and gents, this is Brother Dan speaking. I'm going to give you everything you need to know about Russell Okung and the whole concussion settlement. Here we go. Derek, how would you like to start this off, my man?
I mean, we could talk about how fucked up it is. I mean, think about the NFL at this moment and how pissed off this makes me. I'm really heated on this particular thing. How are you going to settle in court with like all these people that have run up these cases against you and whatnot for the dementia claims and the concussions policy that we got going on? They never abided by half the things that they said that was going on. So when people would go out on those fields, they would get a concussion. They would come in these tents, and they'd come out right back away and go out and play again. And this went on for years, and eventually they got sued for it. Now, now that they've gotten sued for it, they got a settlement back in 2017. 2 years later, it's still being delayed. Only 11% of that $1 billion settlement that they had back in 2017 has been paid. The majority of those claims were all dementia patients, and those motherfuckers haven't been paid. Only 11% of them.
I mean, you gotta think about it. They're getting hit. You gotta think of all the decades. Football has been around since the 20s. And the equipment, they had leather helmets. They had multiple different gears. I mean, you have to go back in time just to look at it all. I'm like, fuck.
Right, like they just have different types of equipment where that back then it could protect you how it does now. And I get that.
They had worse padding,
Yeah, but
worse helmet. So they had harder hits. Honestly, more hits to the head. There wasn't this whole flagging now. So there's a lot of concussion.
You gotta think the rules were different too. Like, you look at the 70s, 80s, like, you didn't get flagged for, like, hitting the quarterback or illegal blocks in the back or chop blocking or, like, you didn't hit anybody basically however you wanted, basically. And no one really understood, like, the whole, like, brain trauma that would concur with that.
Right.
And like we don't have the equipment to help your players when they're getting hit like that. It's like there's gonna be damages. So yeah, you're gonna look 20, 30, 40 years down the line, like they're gonna have some issues. So like you said, with 2017, a $1 billion settlement. It takes them 2 years. They still haven't only paid 11% of the population.
11% of it, the entire claims together, but yeah.
Of the population of the NFL, I'm saying, of the former players.
And that's another thing too. Like, I don't think they're about like former NFL players. Like, you have Hall of Famers that you talk about all the time. You hype them up and you pay them. But what about all the players that came in your league and gave it their all and they got injured, and now they're dealing with other injuries as far as concussions and dementia and all the other stuff. And you don't want to pay for all that stuff. You just make up excuses, you delay things, you give them audits to delay things and make it go longer. And it's a long, extreme, exhausting process. It really is. And no one likes to go through that stuff.
I mean, a lot of those players are special teams players, second or third, fourth in the depth chart. Maybe even practice squad players. I mean, you can get injured. Shit, you can get injured doing anything, basically. It doesn't even have to be football. You can get a head injury. You slip, you fall, you hit your head, you're fucked. I mean, no matter which way you spin it, I'm like, that is entertainment. That's something people want to see on TV, and these people are not getting paid accordingly. It's like, you don't have to be a Hall of Famer, you don't have to be an All-Star, like...
Just pay them.
It just bothers me, like, you're making the higher-ups, you're making the owners money, you're making the commissioner money. But who cares about their overall health in the long run? I'm not gonna use a head injury for an example. I'm gonna use Jay Cutler's MCL sprain in the NFC Championship game in 2010 as an example. He had diabetes, and the whole city of Chicago hated him when he didn't come in the second half against Green Bay. But nobody understood it. He couldn't even take painkillers. He's allergic to that shit. So, like, how could he go in the second half on like a leg that he couldn't even walk on and play? Yeah, he probably wanted to play. Absolutely. What quarterback wouldn't want to play in his first Super Bowl? That's every kid's dream, is to play in a Super Bowl. When they get to the NFL level, they want to play in the Super Bowl. At the college level, oh, I hope I make the NFL. Oh, I'm at the NFL now. I want to get in the Super Bowl. You don't think you wanted to? You don't think you wanted to win it all? Absolutely. He couldn't take the pain medication because he was allergic to it. And people want to hate on him. Was he a good quarterback? No, he was average at best. But he did try. I mean, and that's straying away from the head injuries. I understand that. But that's looking at the whole thing half full. Like, hey, that's with everything medical in the NFL. It's all sketchy. It's all bullshit. That's just my opinion on it because they really don't care. And the whole media, the fans, they all want to perceive it how they want.
You think that not just the NFL is at fault, a lot of people are also at fault?
Absolutely.
I agree on that. A lot of people just have too strong of opinions, and America's sensitive nowadays, but when it comes to those concussion things, you need to take care of your own, so that way you got people that keep coming back. So all this stuff that they're doing right now, other leagues are paying attention to. Like I said, the XFL last week, like they're paying attention to all the things that the NFL is doing that people don't like, and the AAF, and the Arena Football League, and all these leagues that have failed, and all these leagues that have been successful. They're looking at that stuff, and they're going to take that stuff into consideration when they go to create their league.
There's more medical issues though. Like besides that, there's some things that teams don't put on the injury report.
Oh yeah.
They get fined.
Alrighty, now we're going to go into my segment, the Dory segment. So in my segment, guys, I wanted to talk about Kim Kardashian, and I know you fellas don't like Kim Kardashian. I'm not really going to say a fan of her, but I like the idea of what's going on behind this that you guys might like. So Kim Kardashian is wanting to become a criminal justice lawyer. And the reason why she wants to become a criminal justice lawyer is because a couple of years ago, there was a lady named Elise Marie Johnson who was a 63-year-old woman who had been in an Alabama prison on a non-violent drug charge. And she's been in there since 1996. Kim Kardashian learned about the lady through social media on her Twitter, and that's how she became aware of the case. She like Trump, like the president of Trump, like met with her and a CNN commentator and an activist named Von Jones and several other lawyers, and they granted Johnson clemency and invited Johnson to the State of the Union address in February that just passed. So that lady got out of jail. Kim Kardashian seems to be a really big, strong activist for prison reforms, and Kim has been working with Jessica Jackson and co-founders of the hashtag Cut50, and for months visiting prisons, petitioning governors, and attending meetings at the White House, and she's going to be taking the bar in 2022, and her first step, or the First Step Act was passed in Congress back in December, and that was something that she was working on with all those lawyers in Jackson and all that, and they got that stuff passed. So it's pretty crazy how someone who has that background of just being a model all the time and those tape that she came out with and all that stuff, and now she's over here and she's not even doing that stuff anymore. I mean, she's still doing that the modeling and all that stuff, but now she's trying to become a criminal justice lawyer. Like, she's trying to bring some sort of importance to her life, and I feel like that's really cool. And if she can do it and reform our prison system, that's even better. And I know a lot of people are probably gonna give her backlash for it. They might hate her for it, think that she got, where she is with her money and all that other stuff. Who cares? If she's trying to reform our prison system, don't you guys think that's a good thing? What are you guys' thoughts on it?
I mean, that's awesome, honestly. Using that money for good use.
And the crazy thing is, she's not even going to school for it. Like, she's just studying for the bar out in California. You don't need a college degree in order to take the bar.
You know her dad was a lawyer, right?
Sure was. It's probably where she got her passion for it, honestly. It's probably watched him growing up and just kind of drifted off towards her modeling thing. What about you? Any comment? No?
No. Yeah. I wouldn't hire her.
I wouldn't either.
I don't
Why?
know. I just don't think people really take her seriously. To be
That's
honest.
exactly why I wouldn't hire her.
I wouldn't.
You would
I mean-
hire her because she wouldn't. You wouldn't take her serious, or you?
No, they wouldn't. Would you?
I will.
If you're a judge, would you take Kim Kardashian seriously?
I will.
You're
She's a
lying.
woman.
Kim
No.
Kardashian.
You're lying.
Why would I be lying?
I'd be like, this is a TV show.
Have you
As
watched?
soon as I saw her come into the courtroom, I'd be like, am I on TV?
Do you see cameras?
That's exactly what I'd be saying.
Well, you wouldn't say that because there's no cameras in it, because it's your courtroom. You're the judge. You make the rules.
Yeah, I think it's a joke. I think it would be a joke.
What about
Sorry, I
you?
wouldn't hire her.
I wouldn't take her seriously either. She's kind of stupid.
Most
I mean,
she is.
let me be blunt.
Yeah.
but-
yeah, she's kind of stupid.
But I mean, what right does she have to think she can just take a fucking bar? Like, I know guys that study for years and fail the bar, and they're smarter than her. What does she think? She's just gonna study for the next 3 years and pass it, and I'm gonna be an amazing lawyer? Like, you're not even a good actor. Like, what makes you think you're gonna be a good lawyer?
You're not a good porn star either.
Yeah, you sucked Ray J's dick. That's about it.
Oh my god.
Oh my. Danny.
Randy's 100 times smarter than her.
I know, and he can't even pass the bar.
He doesn't even try, and he's only like 3 points. 2
So
points
you
off
guys
of
are
it.
saying that if she goes and she studies for years and she passes this bar, now mind you, not the average person can go and just take the bar. And
No,
pass it.
pass it.
So you're saying if she takes this bar and she passes it, you guys aren't going to take her seriously?
No.
And I'm not hiring her, and I would not.
You would
I would-
hire her. She would get her own job. So
I
she
would-
might open up her own practice. She's got $1 billion.
Yeah, of course she wouldn't. Who would hire her?
She
She'd go
wouldn't
under.
need to hire anybody. She would own her own.
She didn't. No, you need. If you're a lawyer, you need to be hired
No,
to
you
make
don't.
money. What you mean?
No, you don't.
Okay, so you're just gonna sit on the side and not fucking, not defend nobody. I'm a criminal justice fucking lawyer, but I'm not gonna fucking do nothing.
Oh, I
I'm
get
not
you.
gonna go in the courtroom and fight for nobody, but I'm gonna get paid.
So then why did Elise Marie Johnson hire her?
She's not a lawyer, so she couldn't have hired her.
She did. She hired her to help her.
Oh well, she's not a lawyer.
They took consideration. She wasn't even hired, and she helped this lady. So you're saying that when she actually gets the license to actually do what she's allowed to do, you don't think she's going to do better and try to reform these prisons?
I mean, she might, but what's a lawyer gonna reform prisons? That doesn't mean nothing.
How does that not mean
Like
nothing?
government tries to reform prisons and it
No, they
doesn't
don't,
happen.
because
Yes,
they're not
they do.
reformed. They're doing a really poor job.
They
of it.
try, but they don't.
I'm around lawyers on the daily. I went to develop a law school. When Randy was doing my sister's ex, if anybody doesn't know, they put me on the stand as a practice thing, and they roasted the fuck out of me. I would suck in court. Like, someone's going to jail if they need me to like bail for them or anything like that. Like, they destroyed my ass. But I'm like, and there's no questions about it. Like, if she's going for law school, it's not gonna be easy, regardless who she is. Like, you're gonna have to legit study, and if she's going for that, and she gets it, she deserved it. No matter if she's famous or not. Like, that shit's hard. Like, I've read some law books, and there's a lot of things that I don't understand, and it's really confusing. And like, if she gets it, she deserves it, almost 110%. And if she puts her mind to it, she can do whatever she wants, no matter if you're famous or not.
Yeah, but the general populace isn't going to take her serious, just like they don't take a lot of lawyers serious, pass the bar or not. Same thing with doctors. It's same thing with a doctor. How many times do you look at a doctor and say he's a quack? He went to freaking medical school and passed.
And that's the thing, everyone has to build credibility. She's gonna have to do that. She already knows that. And she already knows she's got haters. She already knows people that are doubting her. Her dad was a lawyer, so that should be some sort of credibility. It's in her genes. It's like she could be good at it. We don't know. We have to see this. So no one's gonna take her serious until she actually gets her license and starts venturing out there.
You gotta remember, it's a practice. You always learn every day.
Mm-hmm. He's right. Yeah, like practice makes perfect.
Yeah, but there's some shit you can't come back from, and Kim's lifestyle is some shit you can't come back from.
It might come up in court one day. You never know.
It'll come up before court.
What does her what does her have to be a lawyer have to do with the person that's on trial? So that person's on.
It doesn't.
No, it's not
But-
about the trial, it's about her even...
It's about the lawyer.
Yeah.
It's about the lawyer. If you could sell your client's story,
You need someone
you need
to hire to convince the people that you want to release you or to not convict you
that your story is correct. So you need someone that could step in there and take over. Now, I just don't think that's her.
It's not what you know, it's what you can prove in court. No matter if it's true or not. That's basically.
That's
just-
But that's how.
That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying. You have to step up to the plate. And
I'm
do you think she's going to be able to step up to that plate and be like, I'm going to sell this other person's story? Do you think she really cares that much? Now, she might about this one lady, but do you really think she'll care about every single one of her clients? Like,
Absolutely. I think she'll be a phenomenal lawyer like her dad was.
I think she'll be very passionate with it.
And she'll be the highest lawyer, and that'll get things done.
that's questionable. That's bro.
I don't know. I don't even really look at famous lawyers.
Oh, you need.
like that.
There's some hot.
But I'm
lawyers.
sure there's some.
They
hot
don't even
lawyers.
have to be famous. There's some.
And they're
hot
probably-
No, but I really think she'll take pride in what she does and give 110%. And
They probably don't have fake stuff either.
No, it's all real.
Mm.
That's why they're hot.
I mean, you don't become that rich just because of nothing.
Yeah, you have to have a sex tape that makes you famous, and your mom is a really good manager, and just
Yeah.
set your career up from there.
Yeah. That's it.
It's before her dad started off.
It's kind of like a Donald Trump
mother
story.
made her mom made her mom made Kylie, her mom made all of them. That's why Kylie's a billionaire, because her mom.
Well, I'm just saying that Kim Kardashian studying for 3 years isn't going to make up, like, what's she going to go compete with lawyers in big-ass cities like LA and New York that have spent their whole lives being
No,
lawyers?
And have degrees.
She's only allowed to practice in the state that she's
Yeah.
applying for the
You
law.
get-
Yeah.
Okay, well,
but you got
LA.
with people with degrees
She's got to
On
compete
the
with people with
wall.
degrees. Yeah.
on the
That's
wall.
tough.
Just because...
You have to get a law degree before you can take the bar exam.
Not in California.
No, not in California, supposedly.
Just because she passes the bar doesn't she'll have knowledge. That doesn't mean she'll have skill.
No.
And how do we know that she's not going to go, as soon as it gets a little tough and requires a little bit of her brain, which is more than she's ever used before, she's going to give up.
He really hates Kim
He hates her so much.
Hey, but
I don't like her, but
it's
I
a
don't
hard
hate her
test.
like
I
that.
get you wrong. It doesn't mean you're gonna be a good lawyer.
I don't hate Kim Kardashian. I just how she's made her money and her whole little family, they think they're like so great.
Yes,
when
they're most popular like
they're-
too.
it's just stupid, mate, that she
But
thinks
that's
she
like
can do
being
that.
you, like saying, "Oh, we're gonna take the bar exam. We're gonna pass it." We're not smart enough to take the bar exam.
No, not at all.
Now do you think
It
she
just
is?
pisses me off even more that a ditz like her is gonna do it.
That proves my point. You're gunning for her. You hate her.
I don't hate her, I just disagree with the situation.
You hate her because not only that she's rich and dumb as fuck, you can make a porno video and make millions. She's gonna do something super smart and make millions off of it too.
I just think she's fake. I don't like fake people. I mean, come on.
Well,
she had to
you're
literally
about to
go
find
out.
out because in 3 years, when she gets that law degree, or if she does, she's gonna try and prove all these doubters wrong. You're gonna be one of them.
And she's probably gonna do it just because people are ammoing at her. Like, she's gonna get study
No,
counseling.
she's gonna be like, oh my god, I broke a nail. I'm not gonna do it anymore.
I'm
she's gonna be your lawyer. You're gonna get a trap where you're gonna call Kim Kardashian. She's gonna take you. Oh, it's gonna be great. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm more of a positive person, so that's why I'm rooting for her. I'm hoping that she does pass her bar and she does good for our system in general. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm a positive person. I want to see the best in everybody.
I'm just saying, as a positive person, that doesn't mean you necessarily should want somebody to do good.
He's talking over here.
I think that because of who Kim Kardashian is, it's more positive if she doesn't do it.
Now, once again, I'm going to get back to this. How do you think a lawyer is going to reform the prison system?
He's not just with one lady, multiple people.
She's gonna suck all the dicks.
Prison officials.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. Remember when I said that she had hashtag cut 50? She had all those Von Jones, she had Jessica Jackson, she had whatchamacallit, CNN commentators, activists, Trump.
Yeah, you can have all that, but you need prison
Trump
officials
is the
to
president
change it.
of the
You
United
need
States.
guards. You need all that.
Surely-
Federal judges. You need.
Here's some back history
Your
to
lawyer.
what. Here's some credibility to maybe change your guys' mind on Kim Kardashian. She went with all these activists with Trump in a meeting and convinced him to let that girl free and to come out with the First Step Act.
She probably paid him.
I mean, even if she paid them, she helped
probably paid them.
America in that particular thing. You know what I'm saying? Like she's
She
using her
helped
money
her.
for good. If that's your opinion, if
I
that's
don't-
what you're
I don't-
saying. It's not true. She obviously talked to Trump. They came to an agreement, and that's what happened and whatnot. You could say that she used her money, but if she used her money, she used it for a
Wait,
good thing.
what happened?
She went in a meeting with CNN commentators, activists, John Jones, and they all had a meeting with Trump and whatnot. And they came to an agreement to let that Elise Marie Johnson girl go, she got granted clemency, and she got even invited to the White House when they were doing the prison reform thing. And then later on, the First Step Act got passed by Congress, and Kim Kardashian was a big part of that. Jessica Jackson and all those other people I just named.
Now, one person getting out of prison is not a reform, though.
Exactly.
I didn't
That's
say it was
one
person.
person.
That First Step Act was.
How many people are innocent that go to prison though?
Exactly.
Exactly.
The numbers are ridiculous.
First Step Act.
What is that?
Turn it
Alexa,
off.
what is the First Step Act?
First Step was the first album by the British group Faces.
Nice fact check,
3
buddy.
months after the
There
Faces
you
had
go,
formed
Siri.
from the ashes of the small
That's not.
small faces on all North American
He literally just said
While
Alexa.
record
You know what I
labels
meant.
initial dynamic
Same thing.
figures took the title as the
I'm
first
fucking
step. Did
dying.
that answer your question?
Alexa, shut the fuck up.
That definitely did not.
That definitely was everything we needed. to
That
know
was
about
way
the First
wrong.
Step Act.
Alright, I'm looking it up right now. First Step Act.
I don't think it's really that great. I don't know. I haven't heard about it, so can't be that great.
Alright,
Not at all.
Alright, so the First Step Act is the formerly incarcerated re-enter society, transfer and safely transition every person act. That's what it's called.
Okay, so people get to sent to halfway houses.
Okay, so it says an initial version of the bill passed the House of Representatives on May 22nd, 2018, and it says that the act, among many provisions, retroactively applies to the Fair Sentencing Act, allows for employees to store their firearms securely at federal prisons, restricts the use of restraints on pregnant women, expands compassionate release for terminally ill patients inside prisons, places prisoners closer to their families in some cases, authorizes new markets for federal prison industries, mandates and de-escalation training for correctional officers and employees, and improves feminine hygiene in prison.
Do you know that they're already doing that shit?
Doing what?
All of that.
No, that's
Everything you just said.
That's what the First Step Act is.
Yeah, they were already doing
No,
that.
they weren't.
They were.
No, they weren't.
They
Go look it up,
definitely
bro.
were. They
That's
definitely were.
no, they weren't.
Look up
I'm
people that
telling
have
you.
been to prison and where they get sent. They always get sent closer to home.
But yeah, as I was saying, as far as the First Step Act goes, she played a big role and part into getting that First Step Act passed by Congress. She played a big role in it, and I think with her doing that and whatnot, it's going to be good for her to become a lawyer because then she can do more than what she's currently doing right now. Because right now she's only limited. She has to go interact with other people in order to get these things to happen. Now she might have a lot more power, and we already know they got money, so. Alright, so we're going to go into the next.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I give her props. Women empowerment. That's great. She's trying. She's trying to better herself, educate herself. I don't know. I just think you guys are dissing her, and what are you
I'm
guys
not
really
dissing
doing?
her.
No, not you. Brett and Dwyer.
Yeah.
But what are you guys doing to better yourselves?
I'm
Besides this show and, working.
I'm not reading anything about how they send people to their state when they're sentenced to prison.
That's not what the First Step Act is.
That's what you
I said
just told me.
It's a part of it.
That's what you then. But if it's a part of it, why are people not getting sent there?
Oh, God. And for my next segment, I want to talk about the NBA playoffs. We all, well, I don't know about we all, but I know me and Dwyer had our picks on who we think's going to win. Brett doesn't do it, but he did say that he wanted the Celtics to go all the way. He believes that they're going to do it. Dwyer said Golden State, and I said the Bucks. So, Dwyer, you want to go us and tell your picks for the first round?
Yeah, most definitely, man. We're gonna start with Warriors Clippers. I think the Warriors are gonna sweep them. 4 games. Nice and easy work. You know, smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Clippers just don't match up, honestly.
We're going to get trashed.
Spurs beat the Nuggets in 6.
Ooh, you got the Spurs?
Yeah,
Ooh, that's
most definitely got the Spurs. Most definitely 6 games. I just think DeMar DeRozan's just gonna ball out without fucking Kyle Lowry holding him down, man. Honestly. Got the Thunder beating the Blazers in 5. They're gonna come back from this 1-0 deficit. Most definitely gonna come back. Houston's just gonna H-Town stomp the Jazz, really.
I agree. They always do every year anyway.
4 games, just nice and easy.
Done. Easy peasy.
Easy. We're gonna go to the Eastern Conference. Bucks beat the Pistons in 6.
6.
I think the Pistons are gonna take Bucks 6.
Okay.
Raptors beat Magic in 5. Sixers beat the Nets in 7. That's the only game I see going 7. Celtics beat Pacers in 4. Nice and smooth.
Oh, nice little sweep.
Nice and sweepy sweep. In
Interesting.
Boston, you know what I mean?
Can't beat. We get the Red Sox or the Patriots. I mean, how many more teams are gonna win the championship?
Oh,
The
God.
Bruins.
Oh, come on. Let's get back to basketball.
Anyways.
Bruins will probably win the hockey league this year.
Let's just
Right,
get
so-
back to back.
Yeah, we're not talking about your stupid Patriots land. I have the Warriors winning in 4, of course, and I also have the Rockets winning in 4, of course, but I have the Bucks winning in 4.
Nah.
I have the Pacers winning in 7. I got the 76ers winning in 5, not 7, by the way. I got the Nuggets in 6 and Thunder in 6. And I got...
You really think the Nuggets are gonna beat the Spurs?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Jokic was a piece
Well,
this
that's how
entire
we
year.
put money on it.
You said what?
We can put money on it.
We can put money on it if you
Yeah,
want,
we
yeah.
can definitely put money on that series.
We're not illegally gambling whatsoever. We're gonna bet our bragging
We're gonna
rights.
bet ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles, yes, there it goes. No value whatsoever. Yeah.
Just like, just ramen noodles, prison reform.
Who are you picking?
Is it paused?
No, it's definitely not
It's
possible.
definitely recording.
No, let's wait till after.
Wait, what?
Let's wait till after it's not going.
Okay. Anyways.
Should I
Interesting.
get that?
What's up? What you wanna do?
I have no idea
Fucking
what's going on
stupid.
there. Anyways, I also want to talk about the NBA as well. They're trying to lower the draft age from 19 to 18. I think it's kind of convenient because your boy Zion's declaring for the NBA right now. What you guys think about that lowering the draft age?
It doesn't really make a difference, honestly. It's 1 year. It's 1 year. It's high school and college. That's the only difference. 1 year in college.
Is there not a difference in college and
If you're great in high school, I think that you should have the chance to go to the NBA.
it was Zion's first year, right, in college?
Yes. He's a freshman.
Yeah, he should go to the NBA then. I mean,
Yeah, but I'm
start
saying
young.
he should have went in high school. Cause what if he got injured in college? If he didn't want to further himself, like Kobe went from high school to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? LeBron, all these great
Michael
players.
Jordan didn't do it.
No, he didn't.
Dwight Howard.
No, he didn't. But there's great players that did. You know
So
what I mean?
when
That if they would have went to college, what's the chance of them not getting injured? A lot of players that were great in college did get injured and never made it to the NBA.
Do you blame him from not wanting to have the college experience, though?
No.
If you did school like Duke, you don't not blame him for that.
If that's what you want to do, then yes. But if you feel like you're good enough and a team's gonna draft you at 18, then what's wrong? It's just a year.
That's true.
Why can't you hear both? Why can't you live as a college student and then live as a professional at that point? Because once you're professional, the whole spotlight's gonna be on you.
Well,
Not that it wasn't already, but let him live his life a little bit before he starts making millions. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, I can agree with you on that. I feel like certain players, like when they get in so much wealth like that and whatnot, some of their careers go downhill and whatnot. But you have to think about a few things. Like Ziana, for example. Earlier this season, he got injured. They thought it was a scary injury at first. When it turned out it was nothing, wasn't that serious. But what if it was? And then now his first year is hampered. His draft stock's going down, and now he's not worth as much. He's not a first NBA pick anymore. You know what I mean? So like a lot of things go into that. So if they're coming straight from high school, they already know you're a baller. They're going to take their shot and chance and think that, hey, this kid's coming out of high school. He's gonna be great in the NBA in the future. I'm gonna take the chance on this development player. Or you can take a chance on another player who's already been through college, who's been coached by another coach and whatnot, and who's gone through a sort of experience like the Sweet 16 and the finals and all that stuff. And go about it that way. Some kids are going to want to go into college to further their career and higher their their draft status. And there's some players that already have that high draft status. They're not going to care. They already know that they got millions waiting for them. Are you going to want to wait? If someone says, "Hey, I got millions of money waiting for you, endorsements," but you just got to skip
Could be a top 5 pick. Do you want it now, or do you want a chance of losing that?
But the downfall to that though is say you go into the NBA and you get injured and then your career gets ended. What are you going to fall back on?
Then you have money. You know what I mean? Like, if you go to the college and you get injured, you're not gonna get paid.
It's true. That's why
You're not gonna get paid. You're not gonna make enough. You're not gonna make as much money as you would if you would get drafted into the NBA.
I don't think Zion's one of those players though that's just gonna be like, oh, I needed to do either one of those two things. Like, I just think he's gonna naturally get the professional of it too. I think he's gonna make looking guys that look like that are at 28, 29, 30.
I think his first season's going to be rough.
I think it's going to be a very bad first season. Because he's not going to be able to body people like he did in college. Dude, there's big people.
He's in a wrong.
And he's going to be a small forward. He's going to be a small forward.
How much does he weigh?
He's going to be a 6'7". He's 6'7". He's going to be a small forward.
He'll remind me of Giannis, because Giannis can't shoot a 3 right now, but eventually I think he will once he figures it out.
But do you think he's going to be able to body a Kevin Durant? He's shorter than Giannis. He's smaller than Giannis. He's 6'7". He's bigger than Giannis. He's fatter. He's slower.
Fatter?
Yeah. I don't know if he's fatter. He's
definitely. He's fatter.
He's pretty shredded.
He's
man.
fatter, dude. Giannis
is
a
big too.
beast.
Yeah. But he's also tall.
Giannis is 6'10", or 6'11", fucking just shredded, dude.
Where's Michael Jordan? 6'6"?
Yeah. And Zion's 6'7". 6'8".
Yeah.
Like, he ain't gonna body.
He's an exceptional player.
He's gonna be great, but I think his first year is just gonna be rough.
I don't think so.
I'm buying his jersey no matter what team he goes. So I'm hoping it goes to the Bulls and they
It's
win
not
that
gonna
lottery.
happen. He's not gonna fall that far.
No, it's a lottery. If you win the lottery, you get the first
He's
pick.
not gonna fall that far.
He doesn't have to fall. If you win the lottery.
We're not gonna get the first pick.
If you win the lottery,
Yeah, we're not gonna win the lottery, dude. Do you know the chances?
It's
Have you looked into that?
Yeah.
Have you looked into that? We don't have great chances.
Compared, like the first pick, obviously the Knicks right now,
Yeah.
they have the best chance. They have
Best
the highest
chance,
percentage.
yes.
But between second, third, and fourth and fifth, they're all like very close.
Yeah, they're close, but we're like 7th.
But it's not that much.
Is that
We're like 7th, 8th.
Is that like a draw with the worst teams ever?
Yeah, of the
Yeah,
year.
pretty much,
Yeah, this season.
I hope. I really do hope we can get that.
I hope we can, but I don't see it happening.
You're right. You probably won't. And no one ever comes to Chicago anyways. We never get any good free agents.
We never get good draft picks.
We get good draft picks. We just trade them away.
We just trade them away, let them go. Just bye, heroes. We don't like you anymore. We loved you.
Do you guys want to say anything on it, Brett? Alright, so I'm going to go on to my next segment. It's a Game of Thrones. Danny doesn't know too much about it and whatnot, but I'm going to lighten him up on some stuff. I did enlighten him on certain aspects of what happened in the show. Like the spiral that the White Walkers left, or the Night King left, for Jon Snow and all of them. They saw it. It's been in other episodes throughout, all these seasons and whatnot. And what I mean is, I remember in the very first season, White Walkers killed a group of wildlings, and they arranged their bodies in like a pattern. And John came across it, and some of the Night Watch horses, and they were all cut up and arranged in similar spirals. And that was back in season 3. And then also the pattern carved into the walls of the caves in Dragonstone, which reveals to Daenerys before they start mining it for dragonglass. The first,
Still.
huh?
Valerian still.
Yep. And then the very first known use of that spiral is by the Children of the Force in season 6, when the three-eyed raven shows Bronn the creation of the Night King. The children have a first man tied up to a weird wood tree at the center of the spiral pattern, where they stab him with dragonglass dagger, thus turning him into the first White Walker, later the king. The White Walkers adopted this pattern as a signature, using it as a way to display the bodies for their victims. So that was like just something I noticed in the show, and I went back and did some research on it. Like, their message pretty much is just, winter's here, war's about to start. The Starks are back together. Arya got to meet Jon again. They're all, she said something in that I went back to, that remember your family. Now, Sam came on the show and came back to Winterfell and told Jon Snow everything, so he knows everything now. He knows he's the true heir to the throne. He's in charge of all 7 kingdoms. I wonder how he's going to react until Daenerys, because that's his aunt. Now he knows he's fucking his aunt. In addition to that,
Got a hot-ass aunt.
he
I
also,
thought it was aunt.
I think everybody would, honestly. It's fucking Daenerys. She's got 2 dragons.
One's a White Walker now, so that's 3. Just gotta kill that one. It's probably gonna be hard on her whatsoever, because she loves those dragons like babies.
Mm-hmm. And they're having trouble feeding them right now, too. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do.
Yeah, I have to feed them humans, I'm assuming.
Probably soon. Sansa's also beefing with Daenerys, too. They were, like, going back and forth on
They don't like each other?
the episode.
Why don't they like each other?
I don't know. They just got that feeling, man. They're just, like, going back and forth. You know how Sansa is with her cut deep remarks. She always has I'll come back to say to something that cuts deep.
I don't care about Sansa, I don't care about Daenerys. Whoever his word goes, it's Jon Snow.
Oh, and in there, Daenerys goes crazy. Or not crazy. She says, like, a comment that was like, damn, like, shut the fuck up. You can't say anything else after that. Someone made a comment about, what do dragons even eat? And she's like, whatever they want. I was like, damn. Which means they'll eat you, bitch. Quit talking that shit.
I feel like Jon Snow has the final say in everything, though.
One thing I did see in the show that you're probably gonna be like, oh, what did you tell me? She told Sam that she killed his father and brother, like, to his face.
Dude, you just ruined that for me.
He cried, dude. I was like, oh, fuck.
You know he's sensitive in the show, too.
So sensitive.
So sensitive.
Danny's watching this show with me right afterwards. And he's probably never going to miss the show again, so I don't ruin it for him.
Yeah, I was like, when you make plans with me, Danny, don't fucking bail out in a ditch. I don't care if it's $40 off your phone bill or not. I'm like, come watch the show with me. Little bitch. I got you. I got you now, dude. I got you. I got what you're doing to me. I got you. Psychologically fucked me there.
Mm.
But you know what? How's my little man Tyrion doing?
Tyrion's doing pretty good, man.
Tyrion.
He's he's over in Winterfell with Daenerys and all them. And,
Yeah, so how'd you do with the old Jon Snow, the Queen Lannister and everything? They know in season 6 they showed the White Walkers like, this is what you have to fear. This is what's coming. Winter is coming. So on and so forth. I remember how everything kind of ended towards the end of the season. And then when the snow fell, it was like, well, like winter is here.
Yeah.
So
He's in Winterfell right now with Daenerys and all the whatnot. Like, they're just keeping an eye on how everything's going. They're still trying to, like, you know, make agreements with everybody so everyone all goes and fights together. Sansa doesn't believe that Cersei's going to come over with her army and actually help them. She thinks she's going to do the opposite. Well, she probably is.
yeah, she's a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just like, she loves her brother. She'll fuck her brother all day long. But when it comes to everybody else, like she'll like fuck him, basically. Like, if I'm not getting that dick from my brother, I'm like, I don't want any part of it, basically, kind of thing.
Well, speaking of Jaime,
I like Jaime Lannister. He's one of my favorite characters.
The very end of the show, Braun was talking throughout the show about how he was waiting for an old friend to show up,
Yeah.
and I thought it was Sam the whole time. It wasn't even Sam, it was Jamie. Right at the end of the show, he gets off his horse and he looks at Braun, and they just lock eyes.
And what does that tell you?
Fuck, dude. He tried killing Braun.
I
don't know what
understand
the
that,
fuck's
but
gonna
what big
happen.
of a part of this has going forward in this show?
It's giving me such a creepy and eerie feeling because it's fucking Braun. Like, he's the three-eyed raven. Or he is the raven, yeah.
Yeah, he gets him and his sister fucking on top of the tower. He pushes him off. He's paralyzed. He can't walk anymore.
Do you think he's gonna spill the secret? Do you think he's gonna tell everybody there about Jamie and Cersei's secret?
They already know that. I mean, everybody already heard rumors about them fucking like jackrabbits. I mean, like at that
But
point.
to confirm it, dude, they're kings. Like, she's a queen. That comes out, man. Oh fuck, dude, that's gonna ruin her reputation.
Does anybody care at that point when Winter is here and then the White Walkers come in?
No, just move on with the bitch. Like, don't make her queen. Make somebody else it. Old dude's gonna be
She killed everybody in the
one of
last
the
season.
other kingdoms, anyways.
She killed everybody in the last season. She blew everything up.
She was really
Everybody got
close.
the last laugh. Like, oh, shame, shame, shame.
I mean, they literally made her walk miles,
Naked.
butt-ass naked, cut her hair off and whatnot. While
Made her look
people
like a dyke, make her look
screamed a
stupid.
bunch of shit to her.
But who got the last laugh? She did.
An evil laugh, that is. Alright, so now we're gonna go into our next segment. This one's Brett's segment. Go ahead, Brett.
Hey, it's Brett. This is Short and Sweet with Brett because I keep it short and I like sweets.
It's very true. You do like a lot of sweets, your ice cream eating ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I want to talk about Disney Plus.
What's Disney Plus, bro?
It is a new Netflix-like streaming service that has nothing but Disney shows and things owned by Disney.
Word?
Like stuff
Sounds-
that was on Disney Channel.
Everything that's
Anything owned by
Anything
Disney. Star Wars, Marvel, everything. Everything made by Disney. It's $7 a month. Launches November 12th. It's gonna be great, but at the same time it pisses me off.
Wait, what? Why?
Well, there's a lot of things on Netflix that got ruined because of it.
It's true. Trying to take money out of Netflix's pocket. Put it in their own.
I guess.
There's also a cheaper option. If you don't even pay $7 a month, you can pay $70 for the whole year.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's gonna really take off. A lot of people were criticizing Netflix because of how much more expensive Netflix is than Disney Plus, but Disney Plus owns all that stuff. Netflix doesn't own half of what's on there.
And not only that, dude, Netflix, man, like, they've been around forever. They have like almost 140 million subscribers, you know? Like, they're banking, they don't give a fuck. Disney Plus, like, they're anticipating a lot of people are going to take off on this, and I can see that going off. But I still think Netflix
Well, it
is going to
will.
be around for a while. I don't like Hulu and their stupid ads. Makes me so angry.
Yeah.
I hope Disney Plus is not like that. Do not put ads in your movies. I'm trying to watch a movie, I'm not trying to watch ads.
Hulu's the only thing that does ads that
You
I
can
know
do
of.
ad-
Crackle
Do
does
it one
ads.
time in the very beginning or at the end of the show. Like, I don't give a fuck. Don't do it like 16 times throughout the movie.
Commercials.
Ah, fuck, dude. I don't need any commercials, man. I'm not watching live TV. I got Hulu for a reason, to avoid live TV. Yeah. Disney Plus don't be like that.
I'd pay for it. But
Yeah, I mean,
I
I-
love Disney, so
I'd still get it for the Disney shows, but I'm just upset about all the Marvel TV shows that got canceled because of it. Like Daredevil,
Oh, there's another one. Fuck, I can't
Luke
think
Cage,
of
The
it.
Defenders, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, all those shows, Punisher, all canceled because of this.
It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And now they're gonna do a whole nother new one with the new one. They should have bought them out, man. Have somebody else make it. Marvel themselves and just make an agreement with it, put it on Netflix like they normally do. But Disney got that baller money, man.
Yeah,
I wonder how Walt Disney feels about this, like you know, the
How
evolution
successful.
of his shit, man. Like to now it's about to be a streaming service.
They don't care.
They've been releasing
Dead.
DVDs. and
Honestly,
movies
I
for
think
so
there's
long.
it's Walt Disney would probably look at it like Steve Jobs would look at Apple today. There's probably a lot he would be against that we wouldn't even think about. So.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, anyways, on to my next topic, the state of 5G. So, as a lot of people do not know, once around every 10 years, we go up a G. 3G to 4G, 4G to 5G. It seems like a lot of people are excited for it. A lot of people really just don't know how to feel about it. And I'm pretty sure there's health hazards with it because of the high frequency. A lot of people are linking it to radiation poisoning.
Oh, cancer.
Yeah, things like that,
That's nice.
So I'm hoping, because I kind of suck, but at the same time, they're just thinking they're going to link Bluetooth devices to radiation poisoning in cell phones. So
I feel like it's just hearsay. Like, I think I read something somewhere where they said that it's not going to be harmful to you, to where like they're not going to put out something that's going to start killing millions and millions of people. I mean,
They
might,
could.
They might not. But
think about it.
That'd be a crazy conspiracy.
Don't they already have 5G for AT&T?
No, they're lying about
They're
that.
lying about
It's
that?
fake
Oh,
5G.
yeah.
It's not 5G.
They always
Okay.
send out a symbol, so all like your symbols on all the 4G phones change to 5GE. And
They
all that.
did the same shit 10 years ago with 3G and 4G. They rebranded their 3G as a lower end
Now-
4G.
Now
It
you're
wasn't.
saying this because you're Verizon.
No, I'm saying this because
Exactly.
no,
That's what
no.
I'm trying to get at.
Hey,
No,
you
it's-
can look
it's
it up.
out there.
Actually, a lot of
Look it up.
AT&T customers are upset about it, and because they're misleaded. Sprint is actually suing
suing right now.
AT&T. Now, just because, are you an AT&T customer?
No.
Okay, well, I know she is, and that's why she's trying to defend them. But it's real.
You don't know my life.
Yeah, they definitely did that. 5G is going to be amazing. Like I was already looking up stuff, and I think it's going to have like 20 gigabytes of like download speeds and 10 gigabytes of upload speed. Like that's super fast.
It's not faster than Comcast internet right now.
Yeah, 20 gigabytes a second, bro, is a download speed.
So Comcast is going out of business.
Comcast
No,
is
here-
150
Comcast
50
is-
megabytes per second is a blast speed, and that's what I have right now. So you get the megabytes per second, gigabytes per second. That's a
Yeah.
huge jump.
I think
Especially
5G
20?
full.
So what I'm saying is that they're not going to last really much longer.
I don't think so. They would have to do something, merge with somebody.
No,
Talking about
well, no,
Comcast?
because Comcast is obviously going to end up using some form of 5G technology. I mean, they
Yeah.
weren't using
Take it
150 megabytes per second back in 2009 when we were all on 3G. They're going to get an upgrade. Everyone is. It's just where the industry's going.
It's competition.
Comcast isn't going to sit at a 4G speed for the
Verizon
next
will
10,
have it
20
for a
years.
while, and then
Everyone
it'll probably be
adapts.
AT&T, T-Mobile,
Everyone
Sprint,
adapts.
Comcast, all
But
of
they,
them fall suit.
but with all these new things out
I
now,
think
like
Verizon's going to get it first.
all these new
They
things
already
out.
do have it first. It's in Chicago right now. We just rolled it out, and then it's been in
AT-
other markets like Houston.
AT&T
and-
been dropped it.
what was it, Washington D.C.? There's other ones. There was like 4 cities it was out in. It just got rolled into Chicago, and
Minneapolis.
there you go, like last week.
Do you guys have it? If
No,
you
we
go
don't
to
have.
Chicago?
There's not a 4G or 5G phone out yet, except for the one that's coming out, which is gonna be the S10 Plus
The S10
There-
5G
there
and
are
the Galaxy
5G
Fold.
phones
and the Galaxy Fold phone. Those
LG
ones are coming out.
V50.
All those ones are gonna have 5G. It's not out. The only one that has 5G right now, it's a Motorola E or Z3, and it has a mod you have to buy it separately.
Wrong. Fact check this. There's a black entrepreneur that created the first 5G phone. That's out right now.
It's not a commercial device.
It's a phone.
It's not a commercial device
That he
though.
sells.
That's all we care about is commercial devices.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
because
through
no one's gonna
Verizon,
buy that
but-
private 5G device. No one's gonna buy
It's
it.
not the
It's
same.
just him. People,
It's not. There's already tons of reference devices out there. How do you think they've tested 5G? We're talking about commercialized devices,
Okay.
not
so
not
Verizon
prototypes.
This is all devices. For me, for Sprint, T-Mobile, AT&T, all of them. They're all gonna get the 5G eventually.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like Verizon's only gonna have it. Nobody else.
No,
will
they're all
have it.
gonna adapt.
Yeah, some of them already have it. I think some of them already rolled it out. I think T-Mobile is one of them for sure.
Mm-mm.
No. Because you had T-Mobile at one point in time. I'd have to look it up to see when they're
I
gonna.
thought
roll this out.
T-Mobile was going with Verizon. I'm not Verizon.
Sprint.
They have to get it approved by the FTC.
Yeah.
They have it.
No, the FCC.
Same shit.
That's
You
okay.
get it
Sprint's
on-
not good by
Sprint.
I don't think Sprint's good by themselves. I think they need to merge with someone.
They do. They're like in debt.
Oh yeah, Sprint's
badly.
awful. Everyone I
Terrible.
know who has Sprint.
So is
it's like-
T-Mobile. I think they're in debt too.
They're both
They're
terrible.
trying to buy Sprint, but
No.
they merge together.
T-Mobile's not in debt.
They're not.
Sprint is like
He's the one
the
that was in
worst.
debt. Oh yeah, of course, but that's why they're trying to get bought out. Going down. It's because they suck. But yeah, yeah. State of 5G, yeah. I'm getting really excited for it. I can't wait for the home internet service because my shit's slow as fuck right now. I gotta keep buffing the damn Fire Stick.
They don't even pay their employees good at Sprint, do they?
Who? Comcast?
No, I'm talking about Sprint. Like, you work at Sprint. They don't pay their employees that well, do they?
Yeah, but that was like a third, like that was an authorized retailer. It's not like an actual Sprint store. I'm sure Sprint pays people more than actual retail stores. Because Verizon, their fucking people make like $100K a year over at the Valpo store. And shit
It just
like that.
depends on the company you work for.
It's different. Like, you can work for Verizon but not have it be Verizon.
It's kind of like
Like
a.
we work for TCC. It's
But that's not Verizon.
It's not Verizon, but it is Verizon.
It's
we
like-
only
think-
sell
Dan,
more Verizon products.
Think
but we
franchise
also sell
versus
TCC
corporate.
as well. Like there's other TCC.
So like
shit that's-
McDonald's, basically.
Like privately owned
That's
versus a
franchise.
corporate McDonald's.
Think Best Buy. What does Best Buy allow to do? Is they sell like Sprint, T-Mobile, all the carriers.
Yeah.
We're like Best Buy, but we only stay with Verizon.
Actually, I think Best Buy doesn't have T-Mobile.
They don't have T-Mobile.
They don't have T-Mobile.
That must- I know that.
So you don't work for a corporate Verizon?
Nope.
You work for a
Private.
Work for an authorized retailer.
Yeah,
So you're gonna
private.
make more money, basically.
Well, no.
No,
It-
'cause I think corporate
no.
ones make bank.
different authorized retailers have different pay structures. Like there's a store down the street from us that they get paid
make
completely differently.
So like there's certain corporate ones that don't make anything. Like we probably make twice as much as they do. But then there's ones like Valpo where they're fucking making bank because they have so much high volume. It just depends on how much foot traffic you get in that
So
store.
how do you get in the Valpo store?
You have to apply and
For corporate, that's corporate.
yeah.
But if you're in the Valpo store, you're gonna make $100K.
I mean, I'm just ballparking. There's a lot of people there. Like if you really apply yourself, you can make around that much. Yeah. But there's high goals. They have a high turnaround, things like that. Yeah.
High,
there's
high
like
turnover rate and everything. If they don't,
stipulations. They want you to sell certain things.
but if you can't do that, you get.
You're gone.
That's why when you work at these private shops, like they have more leniency towards it. I'm assuming.
Yep. Excellent. Sure do.
All right, and now to our next segment, Steph into entertainment.
Entertainment.
Hey guys! Alright, so last week we brought up. This is so weird. This is weird. We brought up space versus ocean. Which one do we think we know about?
The reason why Stephanie said that
I
this
think
is weird is
so.
because she's putting the headphones in here. I'm actually giving everybody on the show a chance to listen to what I hear, on the show and stuff. So just a little history. But yeah, go ahead, Stephanie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it sounds wild.
Wow.
So yeah, do we know more about space or the ocean? So, I believe we know more about the ocean than outer space.
Go ahead.
Oh my god, really? We're able to do more research on our own planet than many light years away. You guys are only one galaxy. We're just the Milky Way galaxy. We're one planet. We know about our species, okay? There's a lot more out there. There's no way of exploring outer space, and we can't even go match their timeline. Like the black hole. What was that? 50 light years ago or something.
40 million billion light years
Right.
away or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Or 400 million or something.
We can't even travel into space that far ahead because it's light years away. We can study our own planet. May take longer, maybe we haven't done it, but it's more possible than outer space.
I agree with you, Stephanie. I think the ocean.
Thanks, Dwyer.
I think the ocean is definitely, we know more about, the ocean is 71% of Earth's space. Even though we've only explored less than 5% of it, that means there's 95% unexplored. I still think we know more about the ocean than space. Because we don't even know about dark matter and dark energy, which is out there in our universe, in where we're at. There's dark energy and dark matter. We don't know anything about it. We don't know what it is. We don't know exactly what consists of it, but we know it's there.
I think the technical term is we actually know less about the ocean than space because we don't know a lot about the ocean. We know a lot more about space, but space, there's a lot more to it. Like, look how big it is.
I feel like we know neither.
You don't feel like we know either what?
Either space or the ocean because like it's both complicated. It's just like we haven't explored much of the ocean. We haven't explored much of the space. So how are we gonna know? We're gonna send a fucking space probe up there? Like, oh yeah, I know what it is. Oh, I could send something down below and know what it is. I'm like, come on. Let's be real here.
All the stars, planets, and galaxies that we see only make up 4% of the universe.
Of our universe.
Of our universe.
There's thousands of other universes.
Yeah, just our universe.
Yep, there's several planets, stars, suns, galaxy, black holes,
Yeah, there's a
etc.
lot of different.
I'd like to argue it's even less than that.
But it's only it's proven. It's only 4%.
I still like to argue that because we're not going out there and discovering that. We're sending probes out there. It's just that there's so many things that so many things we don't know about space.
That is the other 96%.
And that's the thing that we're saying. Like, we're all in agreement, I guess, about space being, we know less about
Less
space.
about space, more about the
Brett, on the other hand, thinks we know more about space.
You're misinterpreting what I'm saying because you obviously don't pay attention. Listen, what I'm saying is we know less about space as a whole. When you compare what we know to what we don't know, but we know more about space than we know about the ocean.
I disagree. And
No.
the reason being,
Not at all.
there's 13...
Okay, so you're telling me scientists just are lying about that?
I just disagree, man. Because there's 13 billion light years of space, and there's only 7 miles deep of the ocean. So we know there's an end to the ocean. We don't know where the end is for the galaxies. We know more about our oceans than we know about space. Go ahead, Dwight.
We know it drives weather, regulates temperature, and supports all living organisms. We've only explored or can see 4% of outer space of our galaxy, but we've explored 5% of the ocean. So that's more right there.
Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts, Brett?
No.
Okay. So yeah, we definitely know more about the ocean than we do space.
Yeah.
We're all in agreement on that. And then, yeah. I mean, that's all I got on that subject. I mean,
Yeah, that's about it.
I want to say one thing though. Like, I feel like we spend more money on space than we do the ocean. Like, you said it yourself. 95% of the ocean we don't know about.
Yeah, but I have
It's
facts.
expensive.
I have facts about that too. Now, the money that you'd have to put into, they did explore the bottom of the ocean floor, but they only did 3 miles of it.
The Black Ocean?
I don't know exactly what ocean. It was the deepest part of the ocean, period. Like
Deepest, darkest
yeah.
part of the ocean.
Yeah,
7 miles deep.
yeah, and they only did 3 miles of it. But it cost, this dude put his own money into it, and it cost him like $20 million.
Yeah, but they're saying it's like
Just for the vessel.
millions and millions of dollars just to
And
discover the ocean part of it. But think about it though, you how much money we spend on just sending shit out there for
Yeah.
space, but we haven't even discovered our own planet yet.
that's true. That's true. Now, I agree. But, then again, bro, can you imagine the pressure of 50 jumbo jets? That's at the bottom of the ocean. Now, you need something that could withstand that. That's so much money.
That's gonna hurt your ears.
That's
So,
so
but you don't-
much
Yeah,
money
yeah.
that you have to put into it when you can reach outer space.
Essentially, we couldn't at first, but here's the thing.
But we did. We landed 12
We're spending more money to try and explore outer space, but we haven't spent enough money to figure out our own planet yet. If we spent the money, instead of spending billions of dollars on space equipment, we can spend billions of dollars on ocean equipment, discover our ocean, and we'll know more about it, discover more species. And then we can start going to other planets and learn other stuff, like stuff on Mars and Jupiter and places like that.
Well, maybe there's a reason they're trying to explore other planets instead of our own, you know?
Could be. I mean, we always have that global warming thing. We always think we're going to run out of resources and things like
We
that.
gotta move
We
at
gotta
some point.
See
They
if
think.
there's resources
mean?
elsewhere. Would you guys even do that though? If say there was like a state of emergency and
Would you have a choice?
we gotta go to another planet right now.
Yeah, we wouldn't really have.
Would you have a choice?
But
Well,
they said
I mean,
that
you
they're
would
only
have
gonna
a
take a
choice.
certain amount of people.
Then what are you gonna do, bud?
You're fucked.
Exactly. So, we were asking us like, what would we do? Like, no, we
Okay,
just
let's
sit here and
say-
take it, bro.
Let's say money or nothing is involved. Would you? Like if you had the opportunity?
If you don't have the choice.
No, say if you do have a choice.
Oh, I'll
You
be an
have a
astronaut
choice.
any day of the fucking week.
So
Who wouldn't want to be an astronaut?
Nice.
What if you had to go discover that black
Listen,
hole?
Trailer Park Boys. They were astronauts in their little cartoon thing. It was dope. But yeah, I would go to the moon. I'd go anywhere in the
Would you go
world.
black hole?
No. We talked about this last week. Hell no.
I still would.
Yeah, you're crazy.
I just want to explore it. I mean,
Yeah, you can go exploring that.
yeah, but I don't know.
Have
man.
fun dying, buddy. I'm
Regardless,
gonna be right here
there's risks.
while you're getting sucked into that black hole.
But you don't know if we're gonna get sucked in or
What do
where
you
we're gonna
mean
go.
you don't know if you're gonna get sucked in?
Yeah, nothing escapes that.
Nothing escapes a black hole. If you're
Right,
in
but
the
you don't know
vicinity,
what's on the other side.
it sucks in universes.
This
What?
is such a great podcast, guys. This is like probably the best podcast we've ever had, even though we've only had 4.
Yeah, congratulations, guys.
All right, guys, that concludes our show. You guys have been amazing. I love all of you guys. Make sure that you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's just type in Doherty Show. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Doherty_show. Or you can follow us on Spotify. Literally just type in the Doherty Show or on Anchor. Those are the ones that we're promoting right now. Next week, we're going to be talking about our mock draft. Like me and Danny and Dwight are going to come out with our own mock draft of who we think the all 32 NFL teams are going to pick in the first round. And we'll do that. That'll be one whole segment. And we're also going to talk about the evolution of hip-hop. I know we were supposed to talk about that on this week. We got a little sidetracked with certain other topics. They sounded a lot more juicier, so we decided to roll with those instead. But next week, we'll talk about those.
Juicy.
Juicy.
That's a good word.
Juicier.
Eric, what are you doing?
Other than that, I mean, that's it. We are here.